fighting here and there. Wanna see some love. Can we get along?
All right, welcome back. There it is right there. That was the man who tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan back in 1981, John Hinckley Jr., who, according to himself, is now on the verge of a major music career. As you can see, Hinckley spent 34 years in a psychiatric hospital and just days ago was unconditionally released. And as we saw there, he still wants to be famous, although a concert that he had scheduled next month, early next month, at a hotel in Brooklyn, New York, was finally canceled after a ton of backlash online. Joining me now for more, New York Times bestselling author, historian, and Reagan biographer, also author of the book December 1941, Craig Shirley, with us. Craig, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Bob. Good to see you. How are you?
Well, I try to call balls and strikes every day on the show. John Hinckley's not very good. Okay, I mean,
No.
He's just not very good. I mean, if he was good, I'd say, you know what, he's not bad. He's not very good.
My son is better.
Yeah, I can't play the guitar, and I think maybe I could. I don't know, but I just didn't think he was very good.
But we're still judges of talent, and he has no talent.
So, Craig, to my point there, the parole board, they release him. Shouldn't this be a red flag, though, that the guy who shot the president of the United States to impress the actress Jodie Foster back in 1981, is now 67, he still wants to be famous now with a career on stage as a singer?
He's still a very dangerous individual. The judge, the federal judge who was overseeing his case, Paul Friedman, is a leftist appointed by the Clintons some years ago, and there was never any psychiatric evaluation of Hinckley saying, okay, he's sane now. He just arbitrarily let him go. So if I was the Reagan children, I wouldn't walk down any dark alleys. I'd look over my shoulder often. If I was Jodie Foster, I wouldn't walk down any dark alleys or take any unusual risks. This man is still dangerous. He still goes to bookstores looking at books about Jodie Foster, looking at books about the assassination. He's still relishing his moment in the sun. I interviewed 6 psychiatrists who treated him for one of my books about Reagan, and all of them said he was one of the most twisted individuals they'd ever met in their lives. He was completely sociopathic. He feels no pain for anybody else except for himself. This is a person who should not be out in society. He should either be behind bars in a prison or in a psychiatric hospital.
And just to put this all into context, so Sirhan Sirhan, the man that shot and killed Bobby Kennedy in 1968, a parole board in one of the bluest states in the country did release him. Governor Gavin Newsom wouldn't put him on the streets. And Sirhan Sirhan is 10 years older. He's 78 years old. He's 10 years older than John Hinckley. Yeah. John Hinckley didn't kill the president, but he was credited with killing Press Secretary James Brady, who suffered permanent brain damage. A Secret Service agent, Tim McCarthy, was hit. Tom Delahunty, a D.C. Metro cop, was hit as well. And President Reagan was shot. He was hit. It almost killed him. It almost took his life.
Almost took his life. The devastated bullet was within 1 inch of his heart. He collapsed a lung. He almost went into shock. He came this close. He lost half the blood in his body. He came this close to losing his life because of John Hinckley. And by the way, it is a federal crime to shoot a president of the United States.
Absolutely.
But don't forget, Rob, is that Sirhan shot a liberal. So justice is meted out differently for liberals than it is for conservatives. When you shoot a conservative, it's treated differently, as in the case of John Hinckley. And I'm afraid this is part of a larger narrative that's taking hold in this country that started back 40 years ago and has only evolved quickly, is that assailing conservatives is different than assailing liberals.
Yeah, and 1981 is not that long ago. These people, many are still alive. Their families, their kids are all still alive. Are they comfortable with John Hinckley out on the streets? To your point, he told the parole board that he wants to live a quiet life. The first thing he does is start scheduling concerts all around the Northeast.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Shouldn't that tell you something?
Yeah.
Is that the man still has a twisted need to gain attention.
Yeah. Okay. Craig Shirley, enjoyed it as always. Good seeing you. Thank you.
Good seeing you, Rob. Thank you.
All right. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.